What if insects were warm-blooded? You'd wake up to a planet where the buzzing in your garden turns into a high-octane death trap. Millions of tiny, supercharged machines with metabolism 100 times faster than today are swarming your home. They don't just crawl, they move with the speed of a bullet. Their hunger is bottomless, their growth is explosive, and they are coming for your food, your heat, and eventually the very structure of your house. Forget the slow, mindless ants you crush under your boot. If an ant were warm-blooded, it would need to consume its own body weight in protein every single hour just to keep its heart pumping at thousands of beats per minute. A swarm of ants wouldn't just clean up crumbs, they would strip a tree of its bark, leaves, and core in minutes. They would tear through wood, drywall, and plastic to reach the heat radiating from your body. You aren't just walking past an anthill, you're walking past a furnace of pure, aggressive movement. The size of insects would skyrocket. Without the thermal limits of being cold-blooded, there is no reason for them to stay small. Beetles the size of dinner plates are now hyperactive predators. They don't wait for prey, they hunt with the stamina of a marathon runner. They charge through the forest, their chitinous shells radiating intense heat. You hear the rhythmic thud of their legs hitting the ground like tiny metallic drums. They don't tire, they don't stop, and they don't hide. Your house is no longer a shelter, it is a buffet. A moth, now warm-blooded, doesn't flutter around your lamp, it attacks it. They smash into your windows with enough kinetic force to crack the glass because they are desperate for the heat. Termites don't take years to ruin a foundation. They liquefy a wooden beam in a single afternoon. They are moving so fast that their wings create a constant high-pitched whine that vibrates in your teeth. You are trapped in a living, breathing, hyper-aggressive ecosystem that views your home as a low-resistance fuel source. The local climate is shifting because of them. Billions of warm-blooded insects are pumping heat into the air, turning forests into steaming, suffocating jungles. The temperature in your backyard is rising as the swarm increases. You can't go outside in the sun because the air is thick with millions of insects shedding body heat. It feels like standing in a closed garage with the engine running. The sweat pours down your face, but it doesn't matter because the swarm is already locking on to your thermal signature. They are evolving faster than you can react. Because their metabolism is turbocharged, they are reproducing and mutating in real time. A new generation hatches every few hours, and each one is smarter, faster, and more efficient at finding nutrients. They aren't just reacting to their environment, they are mastering it. Your traps, your chemicals, and your barriers are useless. They adapt to your tactics while you're still reaching for the spray can. The air itself has become a hazard. With billions of warm-blooded insects constantly respiratory cycling, the oxygen levels in your home are plummeting. You find yourself gasping for air as they consume the oxygen to fuel their rapid-fire cellular respiration. The humidity spikes to near-lethal levels, turning your living room into a pressurized steam chamber. Every breath is heavy and hot, saturated with the biological waste of 1 trillion hyperactive organisms. You are literally suffocating as they thrive in the very atmosphere they are poisoning. Water sources are no longer safe. Lakes and rivers are choked with dense mats of aquatic insects that have turned to warm-blooded hunting. They no longer drift, they strike. You cannot drink from a tap because they have breached the piping, settling in the reservoirs to breed and swarm. They clog your filtration systems, forcing their way into your plumbing, waiting for the vibration of a faucet to trigger their feeding response. You are isolated from basic resources, trapped in a home that is being systematically dismantled from the inside out. The nights are the most terrifying. Without the cool-down period of darkness, there is no respite. Your bedroom is no longer a place of rest, it is an active hunting ground. Millions of tiny, warm-blooded mites are crawling over your bedding, sensing the heat of your skin through the fabric. You feel them burrowing, their metabolism forcing them to feed every few minutes just to sustain their accelerated heartbeat. You wake up exhausted, dehydrated, and covered in thousands of pinprick wounds as they drain the energy you need to survive. You are watching the end of your dominance. The insects have turned the world into a massive pulsing engine that only cares about constant consumption. They are everywhere, on your windows, in your walls, under your feet, and they are all burning with the heat of 1,000 tiny hearts. You aren't living on the planet anymore. You are living in their machine. And the worst part? You are the only thing left that is made of meat, and their metabolism is still climbing.